Alright, so we're going to be doing 5 things that I love and that I hate about the iPhone 11. So let's go ahead and do the things that I like. So this phone is blazing fast, and that's going to be number 1. So just watch this. We're going to put a stopwatch right here, and I'm going to launch PUBG, and this thing is just super fast. And this is a very heavy game to launch. So that was like 12 seconds right there, about like 12 or 13 seconds. Also, just breezing through the OS and scrolling and launching applications and stuff is very fast and fluid. This phone does not do a whole bunch of hiccups and stuff like that, which I really enjoy. So you won't have any problems really with just performance wise. This phone has been really dependable. It's been extremely fast. Number 2 is going to be the camera on the iPhone 11. So I'm going to show you guys these stills, but this is the best camera that I've tested. The photos look like wallpapers, just taking pictures of stuff in nature. It looks like a wallpaper you downloaded off an app. It's very impressive, extremely impressive. The best camera that I've tested, even in low light. It does a really great job. You will be very impressed with the camera on the iPhone 11. You know, we'll have to see when the Pixel 4 comes out, but this is hard to beat. Number 3 is going to be the speakers. So if you listen to a lot of music out loud on your phone or just YouTube videos, the stereo speakers again are one of the best that I've tried on a phone. I'll just let you guys hear some. So very impressive. My mic on my camera might not do it justice, but you just have to take my word for it that it's extremely good, very loud, very punchy, filled with a lot of detail. Next is going to be battery life. So the iPhone 11's battery life is very impressive. With the Apple A13 chip, they really did improve battery life, so these don't die as fast, because usually my biggest gripe with iPhones would be battery life. It just was really bad, but as you can see, last 24 hours, last charge was at 12:09 a.m. we're on 88%, and I've been using the phone kind of light, but even when I'm using it and you know, playing games and, you know, watching videos and stuff, this phone does not die super fast, so you are getting a really great battery life. It will last you through a whole day. For me, as a light user, it will last you for about a day and a half. That's if you're a light user, but you definitely can kill it in a day. But just know that the battery life is significantly improved, and it will be noticeable. Alright, and last is going to be dark mode on iOS. So it finally came with iOS 13. So basically it just turns everything dark in these settings. This is very useful for at night, so you don't have like the white light beaming in your face, you know, when you want to change something in your settings. And it just looks really cool, and I really like it. It is a very simple thing for them to add. I don't know why it took so long for them to add something like this, but I am glad it's here, and it looks very nice. Alright, so for the things that I don't like, starting at number 1 is the display. So the display on here, I'm coming from a full screen phone, so the Mi 9T with no notch, and the notch is kind of annoying, I'm not gonna lie. It's actually very big. Even when I compare it to like the LG G7, it's still pretty big. And it's a 720p display, so you're going into 2020 with, you know, a 720p phone, which I don't like. So coming from a full HD phone, it is an OLED phone, the Mi 9T, you're gonna notice because this is an IPS display. So you know, when you're watching videos, like, it's all cut off right here, and I'm sure iPhone users are used to this by now, but I am not. And the resolution and stuff, it like, I can tell the difference. That's the only reason why I'm complaining. Next is a super petty one, but the headphone jack. There's no headphone jack on here, and that's not the huge issue. The huge issue for me is, for a phone that was almost $800, they didn't throw in a dongle or anything, so you have to buy a dongle separate. That's what I don't like. So you know, they took the headphone jack out and they don't even give you a dongle, so you have to buy one. You know, that's something that I really just don't like. So next is no USB Type-C. It was something that I was looking forward to with the iPhone 11. It didn't even make its way to the iPhone 11 Pro, which I was confused since it's a Pro device. But basically, I have to bring another charger, to the car or whatever when I'm, want to charge my phone. All my other phones do USB Type-C. So a little disappointing. So they're saying that we're going to see USB Type-C in the iPhone 12, I guess. So I was hoping to see it with this one, but unfortunately, we did not. Next is going to be slippery. So I love the design on here, but it's extremely slippery. This is the slipperiest phone that I've used ever. I mean, I dropped it twice and it didn't break, but it just kept slipping out of my pocket, fell on the floor, and so I just you get a case when you get this phone because it is really slippery. It will fall out of your hands. I don't know why, but it's just a very slippery phone. So if you want to buy this phone, do not think you're gonna be able to use this without a case. So my last complaint is going to be the storage. So you want to get 64 gigabytes of storage, which makes no sense. I felt like you should get 128 gigabytes for almost 800 bucks. If you guys saw the Bolt M1 comparison, that comes with 128 gigabytes of storage with expandable storage up to 128 gigs. And it's only $200 phone. So I was really disappointed with the storage, only 64 gigs. So I felt like you should get 128, and then the Pro model should be standard, 256. So those are my little gripes and things that I don't like. So thanks for watching this video, and I will catch you guys in the next one.